Welcome back, everybody, to Dan Has Fun. Daniel, going back, doing some more Sinnoh Struggle 6. Several Pokemon terrible. Alliteration didn't really work there, did it? Just to confirm, just in case you're curious, today, in terms of when this is being recorded, July the 23rd. It is a hot day where I live in Canada. It is a hot one. We're talking 30-ish degrees Celsius, which is hot in really any currency. I know there may be people watching from Phoenix or something like that, where they'd be talking about how their temperature's in the hundreds of Fahrenheit, every day, pretty much. Luckily, we don't have that problem, but it's hot enough. I'm going to turn that off. I've got a little bit of glare in the glasses. Anyway, this episode, we have just made it to the cowboy town. We did skip a trainer, so we'll go back and say hello to them. And then after that, the world's kind of our oyster, really, in terms of what we want to do. We'll probably explore the town a little bit. So let's go back and say hello to these lovely two. You want to battle with me? I will if I can team with Ty. Somehow I nearly read that. I can if I can fly. Wrong generation for that. We're not far off having battles where you could only fly at this point to participate, but it is not this one. So, I did heal between episodes, in case you noticed. Didn't feel like you really needed to see that. I'm pretty sure you know what a Pokemon Center looks like by now. And we have a Weasel and a Bun Bun. We don't have any super effective anything from, Scramble's perspective, but we do have a super effective move on Weasel, so we're going to use it. We'll just use Counter with Scramble. Ah, Sonic Boom. Interesting. Oh, well, we're going to live one hit with a jump kick to the face. Okay, perfect. Egg did not crack under pressure. Ha ha ha. Anyway, while this very simple fight goes by, yeah, you'll have to let me know, what's the hottest it's been where, you're located. This is not the hottest temperature it's ever been by any stretch of the imagination, and I didn't include humidity in that 30 degrees, because it certainly feels several degrees hotter than that. And this basement does not have air conditioning. Thank goodness we do upstairs. But yeah, down here, it's standing fan. That's really about it. We lost, Ty. I need a hug to make it all better. Even in defeat, you're so beautiful, Sue. Aw, that's adorable. I remember what we were going to do. We need to go up here. We have to go in this Washington Monument-esque building. This is where spirits rest. Please be quiet and respectful. They'll understand. We're just talking through a game. I'm sure they're okay with it. We'll put cheese up front. You'll see why. Hopefully we're quick enough to make that a tenable experience, but we'll see. This is the Lost Tower. There's a persistent fog that thickens the higher you climb. If you can't use the hidden move defog, and you have no business here, then there's no need for you to go up. We're actually not going to go in here straight away, but this is where we're going to be going. This is the reason why I wanted to put cheese up front, though. This tower has a lot of Ghastly in it. And Ghastly is weak to Psychic and provides special attack effort values, which is something we definitely want to try and get on Chingling as much as possible. Due to the time of day that it is, it's 5:41 p.m. I think we're still in the daytime evolutions, not the nighttime ones. But yes, so we want to go in Lost Tower, but we can't do anything yet because we don't have defog. Hint, hint. So we're going to go and explore around town a little bit, and then we're going to go deal with that problem. Every so often an egg will be found. Nobody knows how it gets there. Okay. That is the kid. That's the stalk answer, effectively, isn't it? But they can't use the stalk because then the question would be, well, is the stalk a Pokemon? And that could be awkward for the tiddlers. The layout of these houses is also very, very strange. Your Pokemon has a timid nature. Do you know that your nature changes the stats? You better believe we do. Luckily, they're mostly beneficial in our case, but they're not all absolutely perfect. And yes, because of the way that the houses in this town are set up, you have to do a full on loop round to get to this little house. And then we'll do another loop to go and get that item that you saw. And then we have to do a fourth stab. You can customize Pokeballs by affixing seals on them. You just get a case for free for that, which is nice. And she gives you a load of seals too. We're probably not going to be using these ever. We might. I'm not going to say we will absolutely not, but I doubt it. Primarily because it is purely aesthetic and nothing else. They don't change how the battles go. They just make the Pokemon, when they burst out of the ball, it makes them look a little bit different. And that's about it. I think it's this one we need to go down next. No, I was wrong. We just did the same loop. I had one job, memorize which one I'd just been through, and I failed. But this at least does showcase how mildly irritating this path is. You get a PP up, so it's definitely worth doing. We will not be using that yet. Even though Force Palm only has 10 power points, long term, we're going to be keeping that move? Probably not. And instead, we want to go in here. So, we're in the ruins, and if we come up here, this will actually tell you the main path to get to where we need to go, but it's in unknown writing, and I am good enough at unknown writing to be able to read and tell you what it means, but am I perfect at it? No. But that says top right, lower left, top right, top left, lower left, a lot of left. We're going to intentionally not go the right way, because there are items. Not every path has an item, like this one, for example. There's a rock that just does nothing. However, having said that, a significant amount of them do have surprises in them. Not... Oh, there we go. Yep, Firestone. We're not going to really need any of this stuff. It's just nice to collect it while you're here. If you're anything like me, and maybe not necessarily a completionist, but you do want to at least get the easy, low-hanging items, we can while we're here. So we might as well. There's also this buddy. I'd heard the hidden machine defog was somewhere in these ruins. It's just that I seem to be lost, what with everything looking the same. Now what? I could use some help here. It does. I mean, this is not the first game within a Nintendo console franchise, albeit it's not Nintendo in-house, that makes that play of just everything looking the same for a puzzle. Ancient ruins rife with the unknown. There has to be a meaning, but its significance eludes me, and that's gotta be cranky. Poor bud. Stressed out over the, philosophy of unknowns, why they exist, what the foundations of them are. Thinking too hard. You gotta work smart, not hard. Really should have put our Cherubi up front, but she's all minced through these anyway. Geodude has no special defense really at all. It's a big old slab of dirt with arms, not renowned for its special. Bronze, on the other hand, we can't do diddly squat to. We're not doing anything. It 4 times resists psychic moves, so we're just gonna say no thank you. You also have to remember that steel types still resist Ghost and Dark back in this generation, so Bronzor is weak to neither of them. However, it is weak to fire. Most of the time. It depends on the ability that it has. That's unfortunate. Yeah, Bronzor is all defense and special defense. When it evolves, it does get a reasonable attack stat, but until it does, its attack stat is atrocious. Thank goodness we were able to kick it through our confusion. But yes, when I mentioned that this can sometimes be weak to fire, depends on the ability that it has. So the vast majority of Bronzor that you're going to see by trainers in this game are going to have Levitate. And Levitate does what it says on the tin. It makes you immune to ground attacks most of the time. Its other ability is Heat Proof, which doesn't make it immune to fire. It just reduces the damage it takes by 50%. so it effectively turns a super effective type into a neutral one, which is why you don't see it as much. I bet we still outspeed this Geodude. Yeah, we do. Yeah, rock polish double speed, but it's still slower than us. Shame it gives out defense EVs and not attack EVs, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to beat it up at some point. Thanks, Carl. The search must continue. You better believe it. There's a water stone. Again, not really going to be helpful for us, but it's nice just to have. So we can pretend if we were using Eevee, that at least it'll have a way to evolve in certain ways. We may not necessarily pick up every piece of loot available. We're just going to pick up some ones that are convenient on the way. There's nothing in here that's absolutely game-breakingly necessary in terms of optional loot. So typically what I just do is I kind of flail around while I do something else. Or in this case, talk to you guys. And even by fluking, here we are. So there's a lot of reading here. That one, for example, that says friendship. All lives touch other. Lives to create something. Anew and alive. There you go. Great reading. You can tell I didn't check it ahead of time. But we get a nugget, which is just trade for cash. We get an encounter. Oh, that's super nice. That's not actually what's in the Pokeball. It's not a mimic. This is why I didn't put a rappel up, because I was expecting to see one or two of these so I could talk about them, but apparently it took until very literally getting to the bottom of the path in this cave to see one. It's an unknown. It's a psychic type, so this is going to be not very effective. The only reason why I'm doing it is I intentionally don't want to kill it, because I want to show you, it can only use one move. It uses hidden power, and the type is dependent on its individual values that we can't see. In this case, that was super effective, so we know it's bug, ghost, or dark. We could even check if we wanted to do, to confirm if that's the case, because if it's ghost, obviously scramble wouldn't be affected. We're just going to run away. I just wanted to show you what it did. So we're good there. We've got our HM for defog, which we will need, as we have already seen. We get a mind plate. 3 beings were born to bind time and space. Beautiful, very poetic. And we get an odd incense as well, which I like. Odd incense is fun. In terms of how useful is it for us right now, not really. It's not, because the mind plate is nigh on the same. But that can be very useful for getting certain baby Pokemon. We don't need it. We're actually going to flip our Shell Bell to Mind Plate, because I'd just rather our Psychic type moves plain do more damage. And I'm hoping... Past Daniel, did you... Yes, you did. You kept an escape rope. I don't even want to waste your time watching, let alone mine going back. The only bit that we have to do... And we don't technically have to do this, and I get it, it's an NPC, so we really shouldn't be that tied. I went down the wrong way. Great, go me. No, I want to talk to this guy just before we leave. So we found Defog now, and he's like, oh, wow, you found this thing! Ta-da! Looky here, what have you got? Defog. We loan it to him, so he just gets to teach us Staravia that, but he'll give us a green shard. That doesn't really do a lot for us. You can trade shards for certain tutor moves later in the game. I just like to do that because it makes me feel like a nice person. I get it, it's an NPC, they don't have actual feelings, but... I don't know. Even playing a video game, I feel like I've got to try and be a people pleaser as much as possible. We'll go back and heal just while we're here, and then we will go and head out to the Lost Tower. Take a sip of our own recovery juice while our Pokemon are. I made the mistake of going out for a walk. Not a very long one, but I went out for a walk in the weather. And stay hydrated. I know, Twitch streamers, they have to get reminded of that frequently, but yikes, it was hot. We do have one other problem, actually thinking about it. So the TM list has the HMs in it as well. HM5 is defog. So we have two problems. One, nobody learns defog. So there's that. And the second problem is, you know, like with Rock Smash in this generation, it's a hidden machine. So once it's taught to a Pokemon, it's a pain in the butt to get it off. So what we're going to have to do, and I don't remember if we caught a Pokemon or not. Let's go and take a look. This is what happens when you record in batches over time. Yeah, we only have the Rotom and an egg. We don't actually have a Pokemon that can learn defog. So we're going to have to say temporarily sayonara to a Pokemon to accommodate. And because I want to make it more difficult, we're going to take probably our strongest Pokemon right now and put that in the box. And we're going to go catch a Pokemon that can learn defog. Luckily, nigh on every flying type in this game can learn defog, so it's not as if we have to look for a really rare, elusive Pokemon. We should be able to find a Staravia pretty quickly. We'll just teach it to that. We will not be using this in battle, because otherwise it's not really a struggle 6, is it? Having said that, if we were going purely on base stat total, and we didn't just make sure we had at least one Pokemon, you know, each of the Pokemon had different typing, technically Starly would have been in our list, as it happens. So I don't feel like we're going too far out of the way. But at least I want to be able to show what defog does in the map. Oh, well, that was perfect. As long as it doesn't kill itself if we don't catch it first time. I didn't think we'd do that much damage. We're going to throw a Great Ball at it because I do really want to catch it while it's being caught. Apparently, this is why you should turn your sound off on your phone. Okay, I just don't have any reception. Great, I'm glad I got a notification telling me I didn't have reception. That's just awesome. It's a case, a joy of being in the east side of Canada. We have simultaneously some of the most expensive phone rates on the planet in conjunction with not particularly great service. It's awesome. Shame I can't actually use this. Naive's a pretty good nature for Staravia. Anyway, we have the burb. We're not going to be using it in battle, so if we get to the point where it would be used, we're just going to let it faint. We do want to teach it defog. And it does not matter which we pick. So I'm just going to pick the very first move in the list, which happens to be quick attack, I guess. Okay, I thought that could have been a 5 or 10 minute delay having to catch that. That wasn't bad at all, though, was it? So, let's go... Shouldn't have said anything, should I? Shouldn't have said anything. At least it's a B-ball. Actually, we might catch this now, too. Because you may also have noticed we don't have a way of surfing either. So we might as well catch this for the future while we happen to be here. And a lot of B-Barrel have held items. Unfortunately, it's going to put it in kind of an awkward health. Because if I use Confusion again, I bet I'll kill it. Actually, if I can get lucky and it doesn't attack, I'll use Endeavor with this Staravia. Yeah, we're not going to use it in an actual battle where we're going to be gaining experience anyway. Okay, well that works. I was going to say, it's either not going to attack me, I'll use Endeavor and that'll just catch the Pokemon, or it'll attack me and kill it and then I can't use it anyway. So that works out. I'm okay with that. I don't want to kill it. So I guess we'll use Riolu and use Blaze Kick because it'll be not very effective. It's already used Defense Curl. I'm just not convinced we'll actually catch it at this health. Or we can miss. What did they say about not wasting a lot of time? Ah, dear, dear. Sometimes you just think you should just stop talking. Okay, that should be low enough health. Beerbell doesn't have a particularly low catch rate. So we should catch this. In theory. Again, I should just stop talking, shouldn't I? Do I have a netball? Yes, I do. This will have a way higher catch rate because this is part water. It can be bug or water. You get a massive, massive bonus. It doesn't stack, though, so if you try and catch a Surskit, you don't get the bonus twice. There we go. Bureau, you are going to sit in our Pokemon storage for quite the while, and we will see you later. If this had been a future generation where catching a Pokemon grants experience, then I definitely would not have put the Staravia out to even risk using it in a battle that has a tangible result. But it didn't matter anyway. Anyway, Super Potion. We're just going to heal up there. We're not going to heal up Cheese because I'm hoping we'll get an opportunity to use Dream Eater anyway. Okay, so we're back. So we're back in the Lost Tower. We found the Lost Tower. I bet this place doesn't have air conditioning either. Wonder what temperature it is. Let's go see the trainer. Whoa, ghosts, get away. Eek! Help me, team. You'd think, considering where they are. So this is a graveyard tower, for lack of a better term, which is as weird a concept as you're probably thinking. That is actually going to be a terrible type matchup. We're still going to try and eat its food, eat its life source, but apparently it's just going to bite us instead. Yikes. Please don't die immediately. Thank you. I thought we were going to just fail immediately. Faint to the very first Pokemon. That would look awesome. No, it is a weird thought, and this is not clearly the first Pokemon game that has this. I mean, just look back to the first generation of games and Lavender Town. But it does seem very weird to me that there would be a tower of the deceased. And it can't just be me that thinks that's weird. Well, what I think is even more bizarre, and this is where this differs from Lavender Town. In Lavender Town, the only reason why you end up in battle is because ghosts are possessing the channelers, right? And then they attack you with Ghastly and Haunter. In this case, you would think that the people attending would be upset because they're likely visiting Pokemon that have died, probably their own. Yet they're all like, hey, I'm super happy to battle, let's go, let's go. It's like, that's not... Is that how people react to death? I guess I'm thinking too much into it. It's a Pokemon game, don't overanalyze it, but it always seemed pretty weird to me. Barboach, you, my friend, are 4 times weak to grass, so Grapes is going to get in there and slap you up with some leaves. This is a Pokemon in Pokemon Go that I really wish I had a shiny for because it's yellow and it's kind of cool looking. I don't care so much when it turns into Whiscash, but as a Barboach it looks cool in yellow. As of this recording, I certainly don't have one. I do enjoy getting outside. It's an excuse to get out, right? I don't really understand the individuals. If you're one of these, or you're on the other side of the fence like me, that'll spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on a mobile game. I mean, it's a hobby, I guess, as long as you're not having some type of gambling addiction. It's not something that is all that worrisome. But I can't justify it. It doesn't make sense to me. I know they're going to say, hey, well, we're doing updates all the time, and we need people to pay for the servers. But there are people dropping literal thousands of dollars on a game, and I just don't get it. Maybe I'm just old. I don't get it. Back in the old days when you had a cartridge, I thought I'd pick up that item anyway. We got Oval Stone. This will be pretty relevant later, but I guess we'll just show it while I'm at it. So, Oval Stone helps a certain species of Pokemon evolve. You would think it would go to Scramble. We'll leave that at that for now. But yeah, back to Pokemon Go. Just for context, I'm level 42, I want to say, at this point in time. I've been playing since since it first came out, which was about 6 years ago, based on this recording. We'll just take that Zubat out. Getting some speed EV would be helpful. But there are people, even locally around where I live, hence the word locally. Well done, Mr. Redundant. that just spend tons and tons and tons of money. We did actually for a while have a person that would rent a coach, and they on community days would, you know, sell tickets to go around on this coach, which I thought was pretty interesting. I never did that, but I thought it was interesting. But yeah, the amount of money that someone will spend, I just, like I said, I just don't get it. Maybe things change if you're super young or you have massive quantities of disposable income, but to me it just doesn't make sense. My Pokemon were taken from me. Team Galactic did it. Ever since, I've never forgiven their faces. Forgiven their faces. Did it say forgotten? That would make more sense, Kirby. I don't know if he or I is having the derp. Maybe both. Reading is hard, okay? Cleffa should be pretty weak, so I'm going to try and heal off it. Because even if we'd missed, I'm not that perturbed. Pretty sure that Cleffas by default in this game have Cute Charm as their ability. I don't think they default to Magic Guard. Could be wrong. But yeah, well, so there's many a folk locally that'll be level 50, capped out, have been for ages. And as a person who might go on a walk twice a week and will play it while walking, it's just a slow accumulation, right? I'm not doing my Pokemon any favors by ruining its memory like this. I can't be wallowing around forever. I've got to move on and turn the page. I also enjoy that that is meant to be like the rough rumble and tumble Pokemon trainer class. And he had a Cleffa. It's like the most docile, soft Pokemon ever. I can't explain it. Being here compels me to battle. I can't explain it either. It's almost as if there's no logic. Pokemon logic. And apparently he's on all fours while he's in the graveyard with his kid on the back, which isn't weird at all. Maybe he was praying to the grave. That has darker implications than I thought. Please disregard. Yeah. Maybe I'll be able to get out for a walk this evening, whether I'm playing Pokemon Go or not. I don't know what is considered a standard walking temperature for it to be. Maybe mid-20s if you're including humidity. Because here's the thing. If you're in shade all the time, I went out earlier, it was 30 degrees. Talking Celsius here for our American and some Canadian folks. It's hot, and in the sun it's baking. But when you're in the shade, it still feels quite nice if you have a little gentle breeze. But they don't exactly design cities around here based on having fun as a pedestrian. And that just seems to be a North American thing. I know European viewers, especially those in, say, like the Netherlands, Denmark, parts of Germany, things like that, they really do build infrastructure around being able to walk, cycle, take public transportation, things like that. They do not do that here. And as a person that does not drive, that can be quite the challenge. I need to shake off my sorrow. Please, battle with me. I guess that's the first person that maybe has a little bit of logic. Although she's hugging the Bonsley radishes. That's what the seals look like, by the way. So you see all the hearts that kind of went around it as it came out. That's one of the effects the seals can do. You can see why, as a boring old man, that doesn't really appeal to me, but to each their own. I was hoping I might be able to one-shot this, but no. Oh, I only use block anyway. Block is just mean luck in a different name. You can't switch out until the other Pokemon does, or it faints. Not exactly going to matter. Really, the only time I can think that those moves are ever helpful is in something like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, when you have, you know, the 3 legendary dogs going around and they'll flee from you if you don't either catch them immediately or put down a blocking move or put them to sleep even. The problem is that even in that game, if Sudowoodo was using block, it's really, really slow. So if the dog goes first, that doesn't work anyway. Yeah, I don't get it. Let's go take on these cowboy and cowgirls. Makes no difference where we are. If you have Pokemon with you, I reckon you ought to battle. Reckon. My Pokemon's a lively one. Let me show you how much. I feel like that's a dig. Look how lively my Pokemon is while everybody around me is dead. Oh dear. I think it'd be tricky enough trying to get these horses up a staircase, but that's maybe again overthinking it. Virtue, you are going to get turned into pasty mush if you stay in. Actually, yeah, pretty much everything will turn into pasty mush, so don't die, Riolu. I'm hoping maybe in the next few episodes, some Pokemon we have will evolve from happiness. But it's going to mean that I'm going to have to log in and record videos at a certain time. Which, easier said than done when you work in a call center style environment. It's an office complex, you have shift work. That was an unfortunate critical hit too. I guess Scramble's going in anyway and using counter. I told you this would be more difficult without Luxio, and this is starting to prove it very, very quickly. Do Ponyta have Flame Body? I know they at least have Runaway as an ability, but I don't know if they always have that or if there's multiple. I don't remember. Pretty rude of them that they didn't attack Scramble, though, so it's going to counter absolutely diddly squat. This would be one of those, I wish I could use moves, you know, items in battle, but we're not playing dem rules. So, as rude as it is, we're going to switch Virtue in, probably knowing that they will faint. Purely because I don't want to lose the happiness from having Riolu faint. That's it. Yikes. These Ponyta wrecking face. At least we get to counter one of them. And we got to counter the one on full health. Scramble's holding everything together right now. Well, there's no point using counter because you will faint if you do get attacked. You don't have any move that is either super effective or particularly useful, because Bide is going to be in the same boat as counter. You can't take another hit. But there's no way on this earth that you're going to outspeed Ponyta, even at the same level, let alone being under-leveled. So when you use Sing and just kind of hope, see what they do. Well, that's what we expected them to do in the first place, so see you later. And at least we have a confused horse. So, I'm trying to think now. Grapes is obviously a horrible type matchup here, but it's not a happiness evolution. So, I guess we'll send it out and just hope for the best. I have no idea what Nature Power is going to turn this into. It's in a building, so maybe it's Tri-Attack? Will we even take a hit? Probably not. We'll probably just faint. Well, we're going to find out, I guess. Oh, skin of our teeth. You did turn to Tri-Attack. Yeah, Tri-Attack's not bad. 80 base power, has a chance to paralyze, freeze, or burn. Please, do enough. Please. Yeah, you're not going to see that often. A Scramble KO with Pound. All right, Beth and Bob. You got a lot of giddy up. Aren't we the lively one? Looking at our team, I would say not. I'm going to put a cut in now, heal, and then I'll be back. Appreciate you watching. Thank you for watching the video, and if you'd like to see more, feel free to stick around.